Minnesota deer farmers. Who are the deer farmers in Minnesota? We're a group of people who have experience in agriculture and livestock. We have a family farm that isn't very big. Usually it's 20, 30, 40, 50 acres. And over the last 30 years, the farming requirements require so much more land to turn a profit. We've experience in cattle, turkeys, sheep, grain, corn, anything and everything to do with agriculture on small acreage. But we've kind of been squeezed out. We couldn't expand, we didn't have the money. And so now we've got these diverse people who are contributing to the local economy by raising white-tailed deer. Raising white-tailed deer is an awesome opportunity to keep your land productive. It's a lot of fun, it's a lot of enjoyment, and you can make some good money. Per acre, it's probably better than cattle or sheep or pigs or anything else. Per acre, we're making pretty good money. We're stimulating our local economies in rural parts of Minnesota that are economically depressed. Our rural economies depend on our restaurants being busy, on gas sales, on tires, batteries, clothing, supporting our local school systems, pumping money back into areas that are economically depressed. Alternative livestock such as white-tailed deer is filling that role. What is the market for white-tailed deer? White-tailed deer are shipped to hunting preserves. Is the number one market. It's a big industry in many other states, and it's even has been growing in Minnesota. A white-tailed buck on a hunting preserve, a 2-year-old animal, can bring as much as $5,000 or $6,000, $8,000, $10,000 depending on the size of the antlers. Customers come from all over the country. We've had customers come from Texas, the East Coast, the West Coast. Deer hunting preserves might not be for everybody, but they do fill a role. Some people are professionals and they're busy running a business and they don't have time to invest in buying the land, putting up all the tree stands, keeping the mice and rodents out of their tree stands, fighting off wolves and hunting pressure to grow a nice deer on a private piece of property. The sportsmen who hunt on hunting preserves are sportsmen nonetheless. They would just like to take their son or their daughter, their wife, and come to a piece of land and know that they're not necessarily going to be hunting amongst a bunch of people. They're in a safe environment, and they have a relatively good chance of harvesting a nice animal and enjoying nature, particularly white-tailed deer. White-tailed deer in Minnesota is an awesome agricultural opportunity for small acreages of land. We've been under attack lately. We're fighting to save our farms. Some deer farms in Minnesota are 30 years old. They've been raising deer for 30 years, making money and contributing to their local economy. And lately, the legislation has been coming to push us out of business. We appreciate our family farms, and once we lose our family farms, we have nowhere else to turn. We need to keep these farms alive, keep them prosperous, and stop the negative, hostile legislation that is seeking to run us out of business. White-tailed deer farmers have been accused of spreading CWD, and that's simply not the case. White-tailed deer farmers are not the villain. They're going to be the solution. Through genetic testing, we are developing genetic markers that are making our deer immune, basically, to CWD. Scrapie in sheep was eradicated from the U.S. through genetic resistance breeding. And that same model has had incredible results in Minnesota and other states with white-tailed deer. White-tailed deer farmers will be the solution to CWD. They're not the villain. They're not the problem. We need legislation that allows us to flourish. We care about disease. We're concerned. We're fighting it. And we will be the solution. White-tailed deer farming, an alternative livestock, keeping the family farms going.